9 million cars, 50 billion miles a year, and almost nobody is talking about what that actually means. Here is the thing that keeps engineers at competing automakers awake at night. Tesla is not just building electric vehicles anymore. It is building the largest distributed artificial intelligence sensing network that has ever existed in the real world, and it is doing it one commute at a time, in your neighbor's driveway, on the highway beside you, in parking lots across 40 countries. The scale of what is happening right now is so large that most people simply cannot wrap their heads around it. So let us break it down in a way that actually lands. Every single day, Tesla vehicles log 29 million miles of real driving data. Not a test track in Arizona. Real roads, real weather, real unpredictable humans cutting people off in traffic, real construction zones where the signs make no sense, real deer jumping out at 2 in the morning. As of May 2026, Tesla crossed 10 billion total miles logged under its full self-driving system. To put that number in perspective, if you drove nonstop at highway speed from the moment the dinosaurs went extinct, you still would not have covered 10 billion miles. That is the database Tesla is training its artificial intelligence on, and it is growing by 100,000 miles every single minute. Now here is the fact that nobody in mainstream media is stopping to really examine. In 2021, Tesla logged 6 million full self-driving miles for the entire year. In 2025 alone, that number was 4.25 billion miles. That is a 700-fold increase in 4 years. No competitor on Earth, not Waymo, not GM Cruise, not any Chinese automaker, not any European consortium, is collecting real-world driving data at anything close to this rate. Waymo, which operates at a genuinely impressive level of autonomy, has accumulated 127 million autonomous miles total. Tesla logs more than that in about 4.5 days right now. And this is where the story gets genuinely strange, because the gap is not shrinking, it is accelerating. At the start of 2026, Tesla vehicles were logging 14 million miles per day. By April of the same year, that number had doubled to 29 million miles per day. The machine is feeding itself, and the machine is getting hungrier. So what does Tesla actually do with all of this? This is where the company stops looking like a car manufacturer and starts looking like something else entirely. Tesla is currently running the equivalent of 35,000 high-end artificial intelligence graphics processing units training its neural networks, with plans to scale that to 85,000 by the end of 2024. The company is spending $1 billion every single quarter just on artificial intelligence infrastructure, not on new car models, not on factories, on compute, on training chips, on a custom supercomputer called Dojo that is being developed specifically to process the flood of video data pouring in from 9 million vehicles every single day. The technical architecture behind this is worth understanding even if you are not an engineer. Tesla's full self-driving system moved to what is called an end-to-end neural network starting with version 12. What that means in plain language is this. The car's artificial intelligence takes in raw camera video from 8 cameras pointing in every direction, and it outputs steering, acceleration, and braking decisions directly. There is no massive rulebook. There is no hand-coded list of instructions for every possible scenario. The system learned how to drive by watching humans drive billions of times, and it keeps getting better every time a new mile is logged anywhere in the world. When Tesla pushes an over-the-air software update, every single car in the fleet gets smarter simultaneously. It is less like updating your phone and more like giving a new skill to 9 million drivers at once overnight. Here is the question you should be sitting with right now. Does having the most data automatically mean having the best self-driving system? Because Waymo's cars are actually driverless today in 10 cities. They take legal responsibility when something goes wrong. Tesla's full self-driving is still classified as a level 2 system, meaning a human must remain alert and ready to take over. The Austin Robotaxi program launched in June of 2025 and has accumulated over 700,000 paid rides, but independent reporting found that the fleet's crash rate in urban conditions was running roughly 4 times higher than the human average. Tesla counts crashes differently than federal safety regulators, which makes comparison genuinely complicated. Elon Musk has been wrong about full self-driving timelines for an entire decade. He predicted unsupervised full autonomy in 2017, 2019, 2020, 2022. This is not a minor detail. It is a pattern. And yet the underlying data collection machine he has built is real. The compute infrastructure is real, and the rate of improvement in the system is measurable and significant. What Musk has described as his long-term vision goes even further than robotaxis. He has publicly outlined a scenario where a fleet of 100 million Tesla vehicles, each running roughly 1 kilowatt of onboard artificial intelligence compute while parked, would collectively represent 100 gigawatts of distributed inference computing power scattered across every city and suburb on the planet. That is a fundamentally different model than building data centers. That is using privately owned hardware sitting in garages and parking structures as a global computing grid. Whether that vision ever materializes is an open question, but the engineering logic behind it is not crazy. It is actually quite elegant, which is what makes it worth watching carefully. The robotics piece ties directly into this. Tesla's Optimus humanoid robot is being trained using the same computer vision systems developed for the vehicles. The same cameras, the same neural network architecture, the same philosophy of learning from real-world interaction rather than scripted simulation. Optimus is currently working inside Tesla factories, learning physical tasks, and Musk has indicated that public sales could happen by the end of 2027. The connection between the driving data and the robot data is not incidental. Tesla is building one artificial intelligence foundation and deploying it across multiple physical platforms simultaneously. So here is the question for everyone watching this. If Tesla solves unsupervised full autonomy at commercial scale, and if the company starts accepting legal liability the way Waymo does today, does the data advantage become unassailable? Or can competitors like XPeng in China, which is already offering advanced driver assistance as standard equipment on vehicles priced at $17,000, close the gap through sheer volume of their own? Because China's electric vehicle market is enormous, and BYD alone has 11 million electrified vehicles globally. The data war is not over. It has barely started. What is absolutely clear is this: 9 million vehicles, 50 billion miles per year, $1 billion per quarter in artificial intelligence infrastructure, and a custom chip designed specifically for this system arriving in late 2026. Whatever Tesla is or is not, it has built a real-world data collection engine of a scale that has never existed before in any industry. The question of whether that engine is pointed in the right direction, and whether the company can actually deliver on the autonomy it has been promising for a decade, is the most consequential unresolved question in the entire technology industry right now. If you want to understand where personal transportation, artificial intelligence, and the future of your own garage are actually headed, and you want to know before the mainstream press figures it out, join us here. We cover what is actually happening in this industry, not just what the press releases say.